Okay, guys, let's roll it. Interesting story here. Background image. Long-time patriots will know what the image is behind me. Yeah, it's the USS Liberty. We'll be coming back to the USS Liberty shortly. First of all, I have to give a shout out to this man here, Simon Webb, over on History Debunked. He put a good video up, which is the inspiration for this one. As you know, Simon is an avowed Zionist, but he's never frightened to report on the truth. Truth, leave it out. John knocked on it. Sorry guys, I'm going to be serious today because this is a serious issue. He's got a theory that I tend to agree with, and it's one that I thought of myself concerning the attack on our air base in Cyprus. I thought, is this an Israeli false flag attack to drag us into the war? So I've been keeping an eye on it, but obviously Simon, perhaps his mind is a bit like mine. He loves books and poetry as well. He came up with this. We'll play a little bit of it, and then we'll go and have a look where his source information is.
Hello again. Somebody has managed to draw the British Air Force into becoming embroiled in a war with Iran, despite Prime Minister Keir Starmer announcing that this country would not be taking part and would in fact forbid the Americans from using air bases on our territory. This caused great annoyance to the Americans and the Israelis, who really wanted the United States Air Force to be able to use Diego Garcia in the Indian Ocean and RAF Fairford in Gloucestershire. Now everything has changed, and not only are we letting the Americans fly missions from England, we're also sending our own planes into action and firing down missiles and drones heading towards Israel. What happened to cause this miraculous change of heart? Well, there's no mystery about that. A drone struck Akrotiri, one of the British bases in Cyprus. These are sovereign bases, so that drone actually landed on British territory just as British as if it had hit England itself. In those circumstances, what else could Starmer do but order the RAF into action? This is a great win for Israel because it means that our planes are now flying missions over Jordan and shooting down stuff heading towards Israel, which is a great help to the Israelis.
Pardon me. Okay, guys, the link to Simon's video piece will be in the description, obviously. So I tip to Simon for bringing this story to our attention. Yeah, Simon will speak now about a link over on X. Yeah, which prompted him to make his video. Quite interesting. Let's have a look. Okay, here we are over on X, and it's a release from the Ministry of Defence. What does it say? The drone that struck the British RAF Akrotiri base in Cyprus was not launched from Iran, the Ministry of Defence says, as investigations continue into the incident. Overnight, RAF Typhoon and F-35B jets continued defence air operations across the Middle East, with support from Voyager air-to-air, refuelling in defence of British interests and allies. Say nothing now. The Ministry of Defence can confirm that a Shahid-like drone which targeted RAF Akrotiri at midnight on 2nd of March was not launched from Iran. In the last 24 hours, the UK has resupplied air defence systems to British and Allied bases across the region, including UK-built air defence missiles, Royal Navy Wildcat helicopters armed with Martlet missiles capable of taking out aerial threats will arrive in Cyprus in the coming days. Okay. In this video, Simon goes on to explain where the drone was launched from and why it was highly unlikely, well, totally unlikely, that the Iraqis would have done it, yeah? And so it's a must-watch video. Now, I did say I wondered whether this was a false flag attack, and it seems it was. Israel is notorious for carrying out false flag attacks to get America and other countries involved in their wars, to fight their wars, to die for Israel, to die for Greater Israel. One of the most horrendous was this one. Let's go back. Yeah, the USS Liberty, 1967. What happened? The USS Liberty was sent into a kill zone during the Six-Day War, 1967. And then she was attacked despite flying a huge American flag. You can see images of it, clearly marked as American. What happened then was horrific for the crew of that ship, and many of them died. Yeah. Afterwards, there was a huge cover-up, and I mean a huge cover-up. There's a website dedicated to remembering the Liberty, so let's go have a quick look at it. Yeah. What happened? June 1967, jet aircraft and motor torpedo boats of the Defense Forces of the State of Israel brutally assaulted the unarmed American naval intelligence gathering ship USS Liberty whilst in international waters off the coast of the Sinai Peninsula in the Mediterranean. The attack was preceded by more than 6 hours of intense low-level surveillance by Israeli photo reconnaissance aircraft, which buzzed the ship as low as 200 feet. The Americans had a huge American flag up, and by huge I mean huge. I've seen the size of them in real life. The assault that followed was initiated by high-performance jet aircraft, followed by slower and more maneuverable jets carrying napalm, and finally turned over to lethal torpedo boats, which blasted a 40-foot hole in the ship. The attack lasted for more than 2 hours, deliberately killing 34 Americans and wounding at least 171 others. 821 rockets, cannon, and machine gun holes were inflicted. When the Liberty stubbornly remained afloat, due mainly to the bravery of their crew, some of their sacrifice stories were amazing. Despite the damage, Israeli forces machine gunned their life rafts, firefighters, stretcher bearers, and sent troops carrying helicopters to finish the jobs. No survivors were to be taken. This is a war crime. Rescue aircraft supposedly en route, the government of Israel apologized and the identity of the assailants became known. The plan was to sink the Liberty, kill everybody on it, and win American public support back home in the United States. Yeah. When they were caught out, they had to confess to it and said it was a mistake. The attack helicopters were machine gunning the crew, was so close to the crew that the pilots and the crew could actually distinctly identify individual pilots. It was terrible. Why did it happen? Well, we know where it happens. There's where I got the image from, guys. Let's go here. Lyndon B. Johnson, LBJ. I think this man, he was a successor to President John F. Kennedy, who I thought was a great president despite my young age. I can remember where I was the day he died. Stood outside my parents' house with my first girlfriend. Yeah. Well, two reasons why I think Kennedy might have been killed. One, he just made a speech saying that he was going to expose the American deep state and that he was going to dismantle it. And the other reason was Israel. President Kennedy had ordered an investigation. He was trying to stop the proliferation of nuclear weapons, particularly in the Middle East. Yeah, and an American crew of scientists, engineers, were to go and inspect the nuclear facilities in Israel. Yeah. Just before that happened, President Kennedy was murdered. oh, I can't forget it, Lee Harvey Oswald, and then he was subsequently killed by Jack Rubenstein. The name might give you a clue. Anyhow, Lyndon LBJ there is talking to a Mossad agent. Yeah, straight after President Kennedy was assassinated, LBJ took over, and the trip to Israel to inspect their nuclear facilities was cancelled, thus allowing Israel to develop nuclear weapons. Where they got the schematics from is another story, but that's interesting in itself. So I'm going to leave these links in the description, and it talks about the involvement of Israel. The attractive young lady is a Mossad agent. You wonder why American politicians go to Israel, patriotic Americans, and then come back as war hawks. Same happens to British politicians. Anyhow, let's get back to the bunker. So, what do you think, guys? An attack? A false flag attack? You tell me. Okay, while we're here, guys, shall we have a look at our channel? The reason is, excuse me, LBJ. Our channel, guys, the reason I wanted to come here is thanks to Dino Bain and the Gobster. Salute, gentlemen. We managed to acquire another 1,500 Patriots. We were on around about 2,200, 2,300 subscribers, Patriots. And thanks to those gentlemen, we got bumped up. I was over on the Gobster channel last night. I was late finishing, trying to get videos out, and I'd been looking forward to it all day, but I didn't get there until just before the end. I like to stop and go visit their sites, Working Class Patriot. Yeah, and just chill for half hour. Anyhow, what have we got to talk about? Well, as you know, we donated the first money we received. Incidentally, I've not received anything from Google YouTube yet. I've had an email saying that I'll receive first payment on between the 21st and 25th of this month. So the donations I made out of my own pocket, if you will, and I'll take it back when money finally comes through. At any rate, so the first money we received, we donated our first £100 to Restore Britain. You saw me do it, you saw the receipts, yeah, and we done it live online. I then donated £20 to in the Republic of Ireland, that Neil McConnell. We sent £20 there. Then we sent £23 to young Bob after he'd had his equipment stolen. Yeah, I left nothing. Anyhow, we are close approaching now, guys, where we'll have an opportunity to donate another £100. I should imagine within a day, maybe even by today, we'll be able to donate another £100. I'm just wondering where we should send it. Should we send the £100 straight to Restore Britain? Or should we keep the £100 and I'll have a war chest, and then if something comes up we can deploy it immediately? Or maybe keep it to help pay for branches around the UK and help them buy leaflets, banners? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts in your comment. I'd really like to know. If can't reach a decision by the end of tomorrow, I'll just donate it to the Restore Britain campaign. Okay, guys, I think that's all I've got for you. You've been listening to Paul Morris, the Green Arrow. You can't trust Israel. Israel is evil. I'll leave the links to the USS Liberty and the videos I've mentioned, and you can go read that horrific story yourself. because they just didn't just bomb it. They sent in patrol boats, torpedo boats, and they machine gunned the life rafts. That's the American ally. Come on, America. Wake up to what Israel really is. Lyndon B. Johnson, when the USS Liberty sent out its distress call, they dispatched aircraft towards the Liberty, which was under attack. Their fleet turned and headed towards the Liberty, and then they received the stand down message from Lyndon B. Johnson to leave the Liberty to its fate. There were supposed to have been no survivors. They were. Us old men have long memories. So should you, America. You're fighting the wrong enemy. Okay, guys, Paul Morris, Green Arrow, out here. Next one will be a bit more cheerful.